ladies and gentlemen. Today on the channel we have an interesting watch from Marlo Watch Company. This is a UK-based brand and they produce some really high-quality watches for the money. I've reviewed a couple of them in the past and I've always been quite impressed down from their packaging all the way to their case finish, cut, and build, and their quality control and shipping as well. And their packaging, which is a bit over the top, but I guess it's good, you know? Why not get a better packaging for your money when you can? But anyway, this is the Marlo Pacific 76. There are 4 different variations. It retails at $1,400 US from their website. I'll drop a link down to their website in the description below. It's a very nice kind of traditional watch. It pays homage to the dawn of the evolution of the jet age or air travel. As you can see, this one is based kind of off the Concorde. Each watch has its own kind of theme to it. This one is very kind of luxurious and classical, and which it should be because the Concorde was as it is. You can read a bit more about that on the article on watchaddictchannel.com. There's a full written article which is live right now on this watch, the Pacific 76. Anyway, let's take a look at the packaging and we'll dig a little deeper into this new watch. The packaging is really nice, and it's always really nice from Marlo. It comes in a Marlo box. As you can see, it comes in another box. You get a shopping bag as well, and then it also comes with your warranty card as well, your limited edition warranty card. And yeah, just a whole bunch of magazines on their whole brand. I think it's pretty cool. Very safe and very well packaged. So definitely kudos to them on the packaging. Very, very nice. The watch itself is housed in a solid 316L stainless steel case, the industry standard. It's a very nice kind of modern size for the modern man, I'd say. It's tri-finished, or there's 3 different finishes on this case, which is really, really cool. As you can see, looking at the top of the watch, it's highly polished, including the smooth bezel, tops of the lugs, and sides of the case. Now, if we go to the side of the case, wow, you can see this is very different, right? A very different design. We have brushing on this portion over here. Then we have a frosted finish, which is kind of inside here, which is pretty cool. It kind of flares up the lugs, which is pretty cool, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Why? When you look at the case back, you get a nice box domed sapphire crystal, of course, which is really nice and legible with anti-reflective coating. Nice little distortion on some angles, but not really too much distortion. You can always read the time very clearly from all angles on this one. And an interesting thing about this watch is it has 100 meters of water resistance, which is really nice. I mean, it obviously comes on this nice black leather band. And there's 5 different options, or 6 I believe, to pick from bands. You can get all different colors and different designs. I chose this black one. Yeah, it has 100 meters with a pull and push crown and a screw down case back. Meaning you can take this one in the pool if you really wanted to. You want to throw it on an 8-0 band, you want to throw it on a rubber band, you want to go on vacation with it and go in the pool. No issues whatsoever, which is really nice. You know, it can be used in a very versatile way. Obviously, it looks like more of a watch you kind of wear casually, or you can even wear with a suit, of course. But you can definitely throw it on a rubber band and go swimming with it if you really wanted to. Yeah, so let's definitely add some points for me in my book. Honestly, I love watches with at least 100 meters of water resistance. You don't have to worry. You know, if you're in the rain or a puddle or something happens, you know, there's always accidents. You spill a bottle of water on your watch, or you know, something. There's no issues with this. You have 100 meters, which is very nice. You get that kind of typical Marlo crown, which is custom. It's pull and push, like I stated. It is actually signed with the M logo, which is pretty nice as well. The watch itself is 40 millimeters, so pretty standard size, 40 millimeters across there. We're getting 48 lug to lug. I measured with my own calipers, 20 millimeters in between the lugs. We're looking at a case thickness of 12 millimeters, which is really nice for a watch that houses a mechanical Swiss movement. This is a Swiss-made marked timepiece as well. If you didn't notice, it is marked Swiss-made down at the 6 o'clock position. Now, we stated the crystal, the dial. Let's get a little more closer into the dial so I can really show you. It's quite a simple dial, but there's a lot going on. So you have this nice kind of light bluish kind of color, which is really nice. Get you a little closer here. All of the numerals are filled with BGW9, which is very nice. They're very evenly cut out. Everything is really on point. You get a railroad track to keep the minutes there. You get nice rectangular styled hands, which do have lume at the end portions. As you can see there, very nice, multicolored hands. The hands themselves are actually chamfered, and the subdial, if you didn't notice that, has a radial finish. Very subtle, and it has a red sweeping seconds hand, which is pretty cool. It kind of blends in with the blue. I'm trying to get you close in here, but you can see that nice circular finishing, that radial texture, which is really, really nice. So nice, subtle, small details. The lume used is BGW9. It does glow blue, and the lume on this watch is actually really good. I was quite surprised. It's not a dive watch or anything like that, but it has really good lume. I'll get you a lume shot towards the end of the video. In terms of actual weight of this thing, it's about 70 grams without the band. You're looking at about 80 grams with the band, which is not heavy or not light. It's perfect weight, I think, for a watch of this caliber. Obviously, it's a dressy kind of watch, but it can be used sporty, I guess. If you throw it on a rubber band, you have the 100 meters, etc. The watch does come with a 5-year movement warranty as well. And getting into the actual movement, the movement itself is a Sellita SW216-1, a mechanical version of the SW200, obviously, -1. Beats at 4 Hz. We get hand winding, we get hacking, 24 joules, 40-hour power reserve. Accuracy on this one's about +7 seconds per day, which is very good. No issues with that. They state -8 +15 on their website. But yeah, the crown, you can wind it via the crown if you want. It's already running and it's pretty much wound up. But very easy grip on this crown. We can pull out to the final position. As you can see, this movement does hack, has a hacking seconds in the sub-dial, and then you can set the time here. Very long hands, which reach all the way out to that railroad track. Makes it very easy to set the time precisely. I'm going to go ahead and set the time here. If you didn't notice, their logo is quite subtle. Printed Marlo Watch Company, that's pretty much it. Push that back down and then it'll start sweeping again. It's a very easy time set, very easy to read as well. Very symmetrical dial. I guess they kind of had to fit the sub-dial in there. This is a small second sub-dial, so they kind of had to cut off the 6 a little bit. Obviously, some people are not going to be happy about that. It doesn't really bother me personally. I do know that is a 6, right? Anyway, flipping to the case back, taking a look at the actual movement, and if you notice, there's a domed sapphire crystal on the case back. How cool is that? And no, it's not going to bump up on your wrist because it's actually inside the case back. Like this comes over it. So the actual case back is going to sit on your wrist and it won't touch the crystal, which is really nice. They did add their custom logo to the movement. It's a decently finished movement. Yeah, it's a pretty standard base SW216 mechanical wound movement. It looks very clean, no dust or anything inside there. Case back simple, made in Switzerland, designed in Britain. You get the 2 screws on each angle, holding down the polished case back. So pretty cool though. That dome though on the case back, I've never seen another brand do that. So they're definitely the first to walk through those doors, I should say. The band itself is a genuine leather band. If you can read here, it does say Biocreche. I don't know what that means. They do use very high quality bands on these Marlo watches. It's very subtle. It's multicolor, as you can see. It's like a light brown with quick release pins as well, if I didn't mention. Then the front's kind of a padded black towards the top, and then it becomes thinner down here where the holes are. It's a very good, soft, supple band. You do not need to change out the band on these, and the band is very nice. So we got a signed buckle here, polished 316L stainless steel, 2 keepers, 1 floating. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Bossed Marlo Watch Company. Now I want to get you a shot of the lume because a watch like this you wouldn't expect to have pretty good lume, but this one has really good lume. So let's take a look at it. As you can see, the lume glows nice and very brightly blue. That is BGW9 Swiss lume. It's pretty strong. It's the same BGW9 that you see on a lot of other smaller brands as well. And it glows for a pretty long time. So it's on the numerals, the hands, and I think it looks pretty good. Definitely did a very good job on the lume. On my 6.5-inch wrist, the watch really wears at home. 48 millimeters lug to lug, 40 millimeters diameter, 12 thick. And as you can see there, the case rides nicely on the wrist, even though you have that different kind of shape, which you've never seen before. It sits perfectly on the wrist, so no issues there whatsoever. The strap conforms directly out of the box. No break-in period, very soft, supple strap. As you can see at all different angles, you're going to be able to read the time on this one. It's a very legible dial. Those 12, 3, 6, and 9 really kind of poke out at your face as they are 3D and raised. So yeah, very easy to read. Definitely a good everyday watch. So furthermore, guys, I think the Marlo Pacific 76 is a very, very appealing release from Marlo Watch Company. It's very well designed. It's not a homage of anything. It doesn't look like anything else. It's their own thing. There's a story behind each model, which is very rare. They do go over and beyond, I should say. They really do a lot on a watch release. They make, they have their own stories, their own designs, their own unique way of telling a story behind a watch, which is something you really don't see in the watch industry, even with larger brands. Obviously, the classic watches from larger brands have their story from, 50 to 100 years ago. This is a, relatively newer brand. They've been around for, I think, around like 8 years or so, Marlo. They've been around for at least 8 or 9 years. So they're not a new brand. They are definitely established and have a lot of models in their lineup as well. But out of all of their watches, I think this is one of their best watches they have released so far, in my honest opinion. Now, obviously, a watch always has negatives. There's no 100% perfect watch. One little nitpicking thing I'd change is, I don't know, maybe to somehow cut that 6 into a full 6. I know even on luxury watches they have to do this. They have to do the same thing because the small subdial can only fit on the dial in a certain way, and obviously if you make it smaller, it would look odd. So other than that, I think it's fine. It doesn't really bother me too much. I can't really find any issues with finishing, the movement, or anything like that. Great strap as well. Everything is very good. Great lume as well, and very, very nice packaging. So I think this is a winner all in all. Definitely let me know what you think down in the comment section below of the new Marlo watch company, Pacific 76. You can check out their website. There are like 4 different models. There's even a gold one, which another reviewer reviewed as well. That looks pretty crazy, actually. But yeah, there's a story behind each watch of the dawn of the jet age, which is interesting. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Definitely share, subscribe to the channel. A lot of content coming up real soon. This is Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. I will see you on the next one. Bye.